and welcome to your Farming Simulator 15 map spotlight. This time it's another one of the LS-NextGeneration maps. It is North Brabant. And as with the other LS-NextGeneration maps I've looked at, the Netherlands map and Netherlands Special, you own all the fields. Again, criticism for that. There's no reason for you to start off owning all the fields. I'm just going to have the same criticisms of this map as I did for the other two. I've looked around the starter vehicles, they're too big, you own too many fields. Apparently that's Boxtel. We just left. So we're going to have a look around the map and find the selling points. Now the land handle's over here. I do like the new way of letting you know exactly where the selling points are on the maps. It does make looking at this a bit easier. Is this really the road to the land handle? This looks a bit precarious. I have a feeling there's supposed to be water in these ditches, but there's not. And I've got stuck. Can I get out? If I can drive along this, I should be able to get up enough speed to get out. Up we go. Okay. So the land handle is over here apparently. Yes, here's the tipping point in here by this windmill. It is the third windmill in, second from the last. Whichever one you want to look at it as. I like the use of windmills. It does give it a very Dutch feel, as this is supposed to be in the Brabant region of Holland. Again, using Holland does give the LS-NextGeneration guys an excuse to pretty much just make flat maps with the little dikes running through them. Easy way around the whole issue of kind of half of the map making process. You have corn at the start here on field 28, and we'll head down to the biogas plant. I have a feeling that my headphones are about to fail. I'm hearing a lot of clicking, and that usually means my sound card's about to crap out on me. Which means that my microphone might crap out on me. And I may have to restart this video. I've passed the turn off, so I'm just going to skip across here. It looks like there aren't that many planted fields on this map as opposed to the two other Dutch maps that we've looked at, which is a bit of a good thing. Where's the way in? It's on the other side, isn't it? Oh, you can just go through these trees. So here's the biogas plant. It's actually really nice and really big. I like the slurry, the setup of the slurry tank there. That's nice and different. Again, the basic biogas plant from, well, the basic setup at the front here from Farming Sim 15. You have just the two clamps, but they are not drive-through clamps. You have to reverse into them. That could be a bit of an issue if you're not that great at reversing trailers. You might have a bit of fun trying to get the chaff or grass or whatever you want to use in there. So let's just have a look around here. Nice bit of storage. Somewhat obligatory fuel bowser there. And I do kind of like this way that they've got this set up where they're... Oh, these two have no clip. The ones with the arrows on them have no clip, but the others do. I think that's a good way around different turning radii. Is that the same case there? Yep. No clip on them or them. So now we will head down to the... something. I can't quite make it out under the biomass heating plant. Let's see if it says it here. Apparently it's not a thing. This could be an issue on the map. I have a feeling it's the wood selling area. But there could be a minor issue in the map itself. The PDA map file. Which I wouldn't really be too surprised. So this is... as you saw the shop is up in the northwest corner. There are a few windmills there. I think they're not player owned. I'm not 100% sure. I'll just check now. Because if you own the windmills at the start, it is silly. Not player owned. Okay, that's good. So this is the land handle, which means I have no idea whatsoever if that windmill selling point is actually a selling point anymore. I think they might be the same selling point, and that could be an issue with that could be an issue with your playstyle, potentially. So the biomass heating plant is just over here apparently, and yes, that is pretty much the basic biomass plant. I suppose the next stop on our whistle stop tour of the map is the garden centre, just see what that looks like. All the basic features on this map from what it looks like: sheep, cows, chickens, forestry of course. With it being 2015, you'd expect forestry. You can buy your seeds in there, or your saplings, apologies. I think those windmills are from 2013 files. They still work in 2015. I've done a couple of checks, and yeah, 13 farming sim 13 giant set of replaceables are the things what you do in farming sim. The things that you can put into the map in Giant's editor still go in the same way. You can just use the 2013 ones. Let's resell your wool. Not quite sure you sell the logs. There's surely a place somewhere around there, unless they fully expect you to use to just chip everything, which isn't a realistic option at the moment with the wood chipper broken. So here is some storage. Nice bit of storage there for things. Looks like wood chips. Oh no, are these the... Yes. The teeny tiny mini potatoes and the teeny tiny mini sugar beets are stored here. I don't know where you store your average size stuff. Over here you have storage for wheat. Graffitied on. I like that little touch in German. Wheat, barley, canola or rape or raps, and maize, or corn as many people would call it. I would presume this is a tipping point that just fills these up. However, if you prefer, and I probably would if I was playing this, I would actually reverse in and tip normally like that. It looks like... Oh, this could be the tipping point to fill those up. Looks like you have to empty it with a bucket, which, if you're not great with your front loaders, might be an issue. I think it's kind of more... It's a bit more realistic than having giant silos dotted everywhere. Let's go up and have a look at the cow zone, which we already kind of passed on the way to the windmill selling point, which may or may not be the land handle, but we'll have a look at it now. What on earth is this? Oh, it's... That's a nice bit of detail. Are these solid? Nope. You can pass straight through them. They're just decorations. In fact, they are beside the cow zone apparently, which is a bit worrying. So the cows are apparently right here, and where do you feed them? I do not see a feeding trough at all. Oh, this has... if I can find the trigger. So on this side... Am I too close to it? I wonder what this... This does have the gate mod. No, there's no trigger for it at all. So I'll just drive through here. I'm not sure where the cows are. They're supposed to be there. I think that's just an issue with the map. There are probably cows somewhere on the map. I can't tell you where. I have no idea whatsoever. Ooh, I like that. It is gone. Also, I appear to be stuck. So, I suppose at this stage, it's a good idea to look at the starter vehicles. And yeah. Biggest harvester, biggest corn head, big X, and the corn head for that. The Crampet Kipper, and a T8. Over here you have a T9. Because the T8 obviously wasn't ridiculous enough. Over here, in this bay, you have a Lamborghini and the Fliegel Bull. A Bergman for... Actually, that kind of makes sense for emptying out the big X, but I prefer you didn't start off with the big X. I prefer the Mex 5, the big square baler, the possibly oversized butterfly mowers, a second T8. Anything in there? Yes, you start off with the power washer, which I don't mind people, map makers giving you the power washer at the start. Oh, this is the cow zone. Okay, I was actually just on the wrong side of the road. Oh, you start off with the biggest header for the combine as well. I've just spotted that. You also start off with the telehandler and a silage manure grab. And the Stroutman manure spreader. There is a smaller one. I wish they'd given you that. So let's just have a look in the garage to make sure I haven't missed anything. Lamborghini, 2 T8s, a T9, the CR10, Big X, the 45-foot Draper, the giant 12-row corn harvester, Easy Collect, Fliegel Bull, Crampa Big Body 900, the Bergman, the 2 sets of Coon mowers, the Stroutman manure spreader, which is a bit too big to be honest, the big baler, the pickup is mine, the telehandler, manure fork, and the power washer. Now I'm just gonna have a look at the manure spreaders because I'm sure there is a smaller one available. Yeah, they've given you the biggest manure spreader. I would have preferred to see the M1080 or the N270. Probably the M1080. I would have preferred, instead of the telehandler, the T4 with the front loader attachment. I'll just go through and say what I would have preferred. Number one, if you're starting off here, I would say maybe 5, 6, 7 and 11 would be good starter fields. And maybe the Samplo is a bit of a challenge at the start as a harvester. And if you want to give them, if you're a map maker and you want to give the player a silage harvester, give them the Max 5, not the Big X. Oh, you have storage for straw, grass and silage, but no mixed ration storage from what I can see. That's kind of good because you have to make your own mixed rations. I know the mixing station mod is available now, so you can kind of use that. Samplo header instead of this. If you want to give them a corn header, give them the Samplo corn header. They're the smallest one. I've already mentioned the T4 as a tractor. Maybe 2 T4s, or what's under the T4? Maybe Bure, an Agrostar and a Hurleyman if you want to give them multiple tractors. Brantner, the small agroliner, as trailers, especially seeing as, you know, you'd have the Samplo. That's kind of only possible with the Brantner or the small agroliner. Never, ever, ever this. Never. There's no point in giving a player the T9 to start, or the quad track. That's silly. If you want to give the player a forage wagon, because this isn't a working forage wagon, it's just for holding chaff, Euroboss. Baler I can kind of understand, but the Euroboss would fill that role as well, especially seeing as there's feed storage on the map. I'd give the player the Euroboss instead of the big baler. And if you're giving a player a more, is it the Eurocat? The Novacat, instead of the 3 mowers, or just the front mower here, and be done with it. I wouldn't give a player the T8 at the start. never mind 2 T8s, and this ridiculous mower setup. I think it's a bit overkill. As I've said before, the power washer I don't actually mind as a starter piece of equipment, because most players will eventually get one anyway. I know there are people out there who don't mind, who actually enjoy the vehicles getting dirty, and will keep them dirty until it rains, and of course the rain will automatically clear it off. I like all this detail here in terms of the tyres to go on top of the silage pits. There's more tyres here, though I've never quite seen tyres with those tread patterns. All the bunker, all of this, I can't quite remember the name, the tarpaulin or whatever it is you use to top silage bunkers, all piled up here, ready to go, and you have a full bunker. I don't, however, quite understand why you have 3 clamps here and 2 clamps at the BGA. I would expect 1 clamp at the cow zone and 2 to 4 at the BGA, unless it's a very small map when 1 at each is sufficient, or you put the BGA at the cow zone, which I've seen in a couple of maps, and that is a really good idea. Especially on a small map, I think it's a brilliant idea to just have a BGA at the player's cow zone. So the cows are here, nice big open barn for them, and where does this lead out? Oh, I see where I went wrong. I was looking around in this field for the cows, which is the pasture they'd be in. And I can't even get into... Oh yeah, because it's underwater. I'm going to rescue the pickup. Just so I can... Yes, please. Just so I can drive around for a bit. So yeah, I think it's a good map. I think, as with all the LS-NG maps, that the starter vehicles are a bit big. Hang on a second. Yeah, I thought so. Just a quick word on starter vehicles, seeing as I've been on that topic for quite a while. I just went into the shop there to look at the garage, and you may have noticed there's something missing from the starter vehicles list. In fact, I'd almost be saying 2 things. Possibly 3, depending on your outlook. I'd be erring towards 3. When you're making a map, you make sure the player can do whatever they want from the start. I think that's kind of the aim of map makers. And I know a lot of them do it for their own, you know, for their own playstyle. I know Chris7710 does it, and a few others do. But the LS-NG mod team tend to make maps for other people to enjoy. And I think they did it a bit wrong, because where's the seeder? Where's the cultivator? Fertilizer spreader, I can understand map makers not giving you. Why in the name of God would you start a player off? And seriously, why would you start any player off? This is hovering. Magical standing room and pallets. Why would you start a player off without a seeder? Or a cultivator? Unless you give them the Vaderstedt Rapide, but, you know, basically what LS-NG are saying is, hey, we've given you stuff to make silage. Go make silage. Then you can buy a seeder and do whatever you want. That's not giving the player choices, that's pretty much saying, hey, we're not going to give you a seeder, so go do what we want you to do at the start, and then make your own decisions eventually. This hedge has collisions. I think that's actually a terrible idea and a terrible way to make a map. I mean, yeah, field 8's just here and it's got fully grown corn ready to be chaffed, but somebody stole my pickup. No, my pickup is red. I think not giving the player a seeder at the start is a terrible idea. It's just pretty much saying, hey, I know you want to play this game and play this map, but you've got to do this first. But why? I know some maps like giving you all the fields all ready to be harvested. I can understand why. I mean, it gives the player a direction to go on straight away, but not giving the player a seeder, but giving them every field on the damn map is pretty much saying, hey, we're too lazy to give you a seeder, but we'll give you the biggest of everything else, including the bloody T9. Deal with it. I think that's wrong. I think LSNG they make good maps. I don't think they quite make balanced maps. Starting the player off with all the fields and all the biggest equipment, but no seeder, basically says, hey, you can progress. Look, you have to buy a seeder. And probably a forage wagon. That's all the progress you can make. Unless you want to, and buy a fertilizer spreader and a slurry tank. But buying that's 5 things. You've already got the biggest of everything else. There's no real progress to be made other than, hey, let's see how many fields we can harvest before everything withers. I think that's bad map making, in my opinion. Because there's no balance. It's instantly tipped in favor of the player, and I think that's a bit wrong. I think it should be tipped in favor of a challenge, and I think Chris7710 does that, and a lot of other map makers do that, but LS-NextGeneration just say, hey, here's the biggest equipment in all the fields, go! Okay. I don't see any fun in doing that, but okay. If I was playing this, I'd pretty much sell everything instantly. Buy the Vaderstat 600, the 6 meter one, the 6 meter seeder, a fertilizer spreader, possibly the smaller of the case combines, and keep the Flegel bull, and possibly the Lamborghini, and be done. Get rid of everything else, except maybe the baler. I think this equipment's just too big, and there's too much of it. Anyway, I think that's about enough for this map. I've made my opinions quite clear. I've been Rainbow Dave. This has been your Farming Simulator 15 map spotlight on North Brabant. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe. I do appreciate it greatly. I will see you in the next map spotlight whenever I find another map to look at. And until then, please watch my other series, my LP on Westbridge Hills. There is progress being made, slowly but surely, on that. Thank you very much once again for watching, and goodbye.